Hello there guys, it's me, Paradiso or Lewis, whichever one you may want to refer to me as. And today I'm hitting you up with a brand new part of the Sims 2 Black Widow Challenge. If you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen a little bit of a, well, not a breakdown, I delete most of my tweets. That is just who I am. But you may have seen that for a short period of time I've been struggling with my microphone, and I'm actually filming on a mic that I just found lying around my bedroom. And I'm not certain as to whether or not this will be the best audio quality in the world. I'm going to try and edit it to be a little bit better, but we're going to work with it for now, because I did not ever intend to leave, but I'm not going to spew you the same, talk that I gave you when I disappeared the first time. Just know that when I do disappear, it's totally down to circumstances that I don't expect or intend to come into play. My microphone, my Blue Snowball microphone, pretty freaking expensive, decided to stop working entirely, but I think it's a cable issue. I've ordered a new cable, should be arriving pretty darn soon. So why don't we jump into gameplay and I can explain to you what the heck is going on. If you saw my previous video, The Sims 4 is trash, wow, what a compelling title, you would have heard at the very end of the video, which some people may have skipped, I don't blame you, I talk for years. But anyway, you may have overheard me mention that I tried to record a part of the Black Widow Challenge and the audio was completely gone. That was my microphone, and since then I have tried to make up for lost time by recording many different parts with said microphone that have no audio. I have hours of footage that I don't know how I'm going to compile into a video without dubbing it and it seeming entirely forced, so I've just decided to not use that content, and as such made a little machinima at the beginning, as you know I love to do, because I felt like that was pretty appropriate and it might work for us. So basically the story is Monty proposed to Jennifer and she said, "Hell yes, I will accept, only if you let me move in with you." And that was a sneaky way of basically getting her foot through the door. She is in fact engaged. That was the wrong panel. Engaged to Monty now, and they are living in his lovely house here in Veronaville. I do want to point out, I think it's to do with the lack of space on my computer, but for some reason this lot in particular is being a little bit laggy right now. I don't ever have lag in The Sims 2, so it's a little bit, it's a little bit cray-cray, but we're gonna deal with that when the time comes to it, if it is too much of an issue, but hopefully you will be able to stick with me. Anyway, train, back on track, Lewis, back on track. Ultimately, Jennifer has scammed her way into the household, and she is just trying to pave a way with the children that live here. And as you can see, she's enjoying a nice breakfast outdoors, even though it's winter, fitting. She is enjoying a nice little breakfast sesh with JJ and Sarah, who you may remember from one of the previous parts. To make a long story short, this is JJ. He has a little secret up his sleeve. We will be exploring that in this LP, because now we are a part of this family for however long it tends to be, and yeah, so we will get to know JJ a little bit. Who knows what will be going down. You might remember from the first part as well, I did mention that we need a prodigy. This Black Widow challenge isn't going to consist of one person endlessly seeking out rich men. We may have multiple victims, but who knows how the penny will fall, and at any point, if we see somebody we think would make a good prodigy, then we can select them, and that will be a communal decision. I'm getting ahead of myself. You can tell that I quite like JJ. Sarah, yeah, we're still impartial. She doesn't like us, we don't like her, but we are at a mutual understanding now. And there's no negatives, no pluses, etc. I don't know what her relationship... Yeah, she does not like Jennifer, as I've already said. But Jennifer is, impartial. She's willing to get to know her, which is cute. As for Monty, he is just chilling in their living area. Oh, and quick little tour of the house and a little summary. It is not the biggest house in Veronaville. I have built houses much bigger and nicer than this. But when I first started my game, and I created Monty, well, not started my game, because obviously I've been playing this game for years, but when I first started this game save in Veronaville, I just moved them into one of the houses that was built by EA, so that's why this house isn't the most extravagant, but it is pretty expensive. Like, don't get it twisted, and they have a lot of money in their family funds, which is always nice. So, House tour. You walk in, there's a little cloakroom, or a coat closet, whatever you want to refer to it as, with an expensive looking dresser. Then go next door, you've got a nice downstairs bathroom, which may or may not be my favourite part of the house, just because I want to bathe in that tub. Next door you have a dining room that the butler still hasn't cleaned. I don't know if he can't get to it, but hey ho, it's there, and yeah. I call this the study, even though it's clearly like a living area, but it's so small that I almost don't want it to be the living area, and I have been thinking for a while that I might expand the house outward so they have a proper living room, but for the time being we're just after the money, so that would be out of game. I mean, unless you want to see that. You can see they got the Christmas tree up. They know that it is the Christmas season, which, by the way, it was the Christmas season in my game like 2 months ago when I moved Jennifer in with Monty, so that's why that's there. It's just ironic now that I am posting in December, which hopefully is the time this video goes up. Who knows? This could be an absolute disaster again. But let's head upstairs. Upstairs is pretty simple. It's quite a weird layout, to be honest. I think I was getting tired at this point because I didn't even put a door into this awkward little study. This is another bathroom. Then there's another bathroom here, which is actually an ensuite to Sarah's room, who, by the way, as you can see by her setup, like, she never intended to stay here for long. She still has her cases packed, girl, and the cheapest furniture she could find. She said, listen, Mr. Monty, Mr. Argon, Daddy Dearest, I do not want to live here, so you better get ready to leave. I'm sorry, sis, there may be a change of plans. Jennifer doesn't look like she wants to leave anytime soon.
Ah, silly bitch.
This room right here was featured in the machinima. It is the master bedroom / ensuite. It's, you know, not the most extravagant master bedroom you could ever see, but it is extremely nice and I am here for it, so yes. Then, next door we have JJ's room, which, by the way, he also followed his sister because, you know, he's the younger sibling and none of them really thought they were going to stay for a long time. Essentially, Monty moved here with his wife, Rita, and she was dying. She knew she was dying, and she was actually sick in game, by the way. Like, I'm not just making this up. I basically did that whole storyline, and it was really sad. She decided she wanted to move to her hometown, which happened to be Bronnerville. They bought this expensive-ish house so that she could pass away happily, and then when she was gone, Monty was clinging to it for dear life because it was the only thing he had to remember his lovely ex-wife, sadly. So that's kind of a brief overview of the story. When I tried to explain it in one of the parts that you will never get to see because my microphone hates me, I was going in, like I was about to film a machinima entirely for that, but if you did want to see that, leave a comment, I'll put a poll. I don't mind making a machinima and showing you Monty's past if you really want to see that, but for now I'm going to keep it brief because I want to jump into this part. I don't really know what will get done because there's not really much to do at the minute apart from spend Monty's money, so maybe we'll do that. But anyway, that's a brief overview of the house. Also, I'm a little bit sick right now, but do I care? Do I care? No. Now, it is worth noting that Monty has already splashed the cash on a treat for Jennifer by getting her own vehicle, and it is literally my favorite car in-game. It is a Beetle. I don't know what year it is, so don't at me, but I really love this car, and so does Jen, and now if she ever has to flee in a rush, she can do it in style, thanks to Mr. Argon. I guess that's the overview done. We can now jump into some gameplay. As I said, for some reason the game is being laggy. It could be the fact I'm recording audio, video, and playing the game in a massive lot at the same time, but no, you know what? That might be it. I feel like this was more of an overview video and an update in itself, but I didn't want to do another update video because last time it was really sentimental because I genuinely did not expect to disappear and I was really upset about it, but this time I'm just more so annoyed at myself, so I feel like I shouldn't be making a video to apologize because it just seems so false after what happened last time, but we'll touch upon that when it comes to it, okay? Anyways, Jen, can you stop distracting JJ now and let him go to school, please? He's about to drive to school because, you know, he's like 16 years old and he has his own car. As you do. As for Monty, he is skill building because basically he has a very high level job in the medical career, but he doesn't have any of the skills to match it because Spoiler alert, I cheated. We're just trying to get everything to match. But because he's an elder in The Sims 2, and I don't know, I feel like this is something that carried on through the other games too, but elders struggle to learn. They learn at a far more decreased rate than any other life stage, so it's really difficult to get them up there. I know that especially because in my current household, which by the way, they have been featured in this LP, they are now elders, as you can see. Monty doesn't know her wife, but this is Shayla Morris, and essentially, Shayla, she lives in a really bougie house with her wife, and they are my current household. I love that family. They've adopted 2 children. It's really adorable. But basically, I have a mod that allows Sims to borrow money, and I was expecting, seeing as they were getting up to the top of their career path, to be able to pay it back almost immediately. Yet, no, it's really difficult when they hit elder stage to get them up to the top of their career path. So they've moved into this really expensive house that they can't necessarily afford right now, and they are in debt. But, that's, life. So anyway, he's just going to continue doing what he's doing, and we'll get Jen to maybe... Ooh, she should obviously show off her brand new look. I don't really care about Sarah enough to control her right now, but speaking of which, I do have another question about the future of this LP. I want to know from you guys whether or not we should control the other Sims in the household or let them be. Now obviously that will really kind of set the tone of this LP if I'm only ever playing as Jennifer, but it's just something that I've been curious about. Only issue is I tend to not have free will on, so for this part, I will continue to just play as everyone. But you can leave a comment below and answer the poll that will be on the screen now, and let me know whether or not you think I should be just controlling Jennifer or the entirety of the household. Anyway, that aside, let me show you Jennifer's new look. So, everyone's moving, brilliant. As you can see, she is feeling expensive in this outfit. Yes, ma'am. And you can already tell that it was bought using Monty's money. This is currently her new look. She got some extensions. Her hair is looking long AF. Rapunzel is shaking in her boots, and Jennifer is living her best life. Speaking of her best life, let's get some of her needs fulfilled, because that is like the biggest issue when it comes to Jen. So we'll use the toilet. We're not going to clean it because we have a butler. Like, why else? Why else would we have a butler than to clean the toilet when it needs to be cleaned? Duh! We'll take a bubble bath, just because we can. Yeah. And then we'll also go and have some fun somehow. I don't know what we'll do. We don't have any... Well, we have some stuff from our old home that we were supposed to bring and put in our new home, but I haven't found anywhere for her to shove her stuff yet, basically. So we will work on that a little bit later, because her house was expensive looking. It was a really nice house, and I was really upset to have to let it go, but I mean, look at this one. This one is also extremely nice. JJ's totally going to be late to school if he doesn't hurry up and get out of his robe and, drive to the school place that he is supposed to be at. Speaking of JJ, okay, I don't know if I want to spill the beans on his story yet. It's not ultra scandalous, like it's not hardcore. It's just scandalous in terms of the neighborhood dynamic. And ultimately, it involves him and a boy from another household. Okay, he's like all the way down here in his once because he missed the school bus. But sis, you just drove to school. Like, it's the same difference. Anyway, it involves him and another boy, and I'm gonna leave it there. You can make as many guesstimates as you want. Maybe I'll let you know if you're right, but you might be wrong. But maybe you're right. I mean, as I said, I don't really care about Sarah, so, next! Hey Jennifer, is Monty available to talk? Sure, but who the frickety frack are you? Trying to talk to my man. So we're gonna say yes, Monty can talk to her because I want to get her involved in this LP at some point. She's just a very pretty person, and Jennifer likes being friends with pretty people. Okay, he can carpool to work with Sarah. That is a really cute idea, and one that we're totally going to do. Now, So, Jen is just standing still, not really doing anything, and she still wants fun. So let's go over here and read a drama novel. Holy hell, 12,278 simoleons. What? I didn't even know that. I don't even think I've ever played. Have I ever paid the bills here? Is that why the bills are so high? Because I don't remember ever paying the bills here. That is awkward. We'll get Sarah to deal with that. She looks like she would work in finance, even though she actually is an oceanographer, I think. Oh, she's a teacher's aide. Oh, that's a different household. Okay, sorry, I'm getting her confused with someone that's much better than her. Yeah, could you do me a favor and pay them? No? Well, Jennifer's not gonna do it. She's reading a book. She is preoccupied. So I guess this means we have the entire house to ourselves until Monty's home, and they're all gone. JJ's gone, Sarah's gone, Monty's gone, so like we could really start some drama. I mean, Jennifer hasn't really got any connections. We've met a couple of old guys, but it's like she's attracted to Consort, which is that is a step in the right direction, but are we ready to jump straight into that? I don't know. Sarah is late for work. Why is everyone late whenever we use the cars? Like, am I just gonna have to start using carpools? We are not those kind of people, but is that what we're gonna have to do? I was basically just trying to say I'm kind of shipping Monty and Jennifer a little bit, but I can't. That's not what this LP is. She's kind of following in her dad's footsteps, and I kind of feel like when I started this LP, there were two different directions she could take. She could either be like her mother or be like her father, but I had no clue which turn it was going to take, and to me, she's kind of, showing by her actual interest in Monty that she's into him. But is that enough? Is that enough for us to not scam the living hell out of him? I don't know. I think I'm going to wrap up this part here purely because I want to record a couple others. I'm also thinking about starting another LP, and guys, don't think that I am talking out of my I genuinely think it would be very helpful for me if I could start another LP so that I have another area of the game to play in, because this side of Runnaville is kind of drab and very the samey, and I'm just not as into it as other areas in the game. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that this will be the start of a great era on my channel of me uploading and you guys responding and us having a great old time together. And yeah, that's it. XOXO Paradiso. Oh. Oh.